So driving an RV does take, it's a different style of driving. I mean, you're always practicing defensive driving. You're looking at what everyone else is doing. But you got to realize you can't take off and stop as fast as everyone else. So you kind of what I do is I just drive real slow. I don't try to kind of go with everyone else's speed limit. People generally know that big vehicles are slower, so they drive accordingly. What I do is try to always get in the slow lane, try to always let them pass me. And you got to know, like, not everyone knows that a big truck doesn't stop as fast. So they might weave in front of you and do crazy stuff that could be bad for you, but you got to know that. So you just give them a lot of space, people that are in front of you, behind you, and kind of always let everybody go, give them the right of way, these little cars zipping around. Because sure, if you drive like that in your little Honda, like my wife's car, that's cool. But I drive a big Ford truck, and I've driven a van before. Even when I was a high school kid, I used to drive a van. So I realized that, you find out right in the beginning. The way that you brake, you have to really ride the brakes a lot of the time. And you just can't take off like everybody else. So you don't let that. You just drive what's safe for your vehicles. But you got people in the back. You don't want your refrigerator and your bathroom door flying open. So you just chill. It's like you're driving a Harley. You're not driving, Ninja or Hayabusa. It's not that kind of thing. You're just cruising. And so you got to know, like, you just cruise a Harley. You don't try to take off and race with your sport bike. And that's what an RV is. You're cruising. You're not trying to get there. When I first got it, we had a trip where I was really trying to make good time, and I drove a little fast, and I tried, and I got good time. I was like, wow, I got there in just 45 minutes instead of an hour. But I realized that it's not really safe. So don't try to make good time. Try to enjoy the ride. It's kind of like life. Don't only be content when you get that promotion, you get to that level. You got to enjoy each day. Enjoy the journey that it takes to get there. That's what cruising in the RV is like. You're just enjoying, instead of sitting on your couch and looking at TV, you're sitting in your car and you're oh wow, look at this beautiful desert with these Joshua trees. Oh, look at this forest with these pine trees. Oh, the beach, wow. We can park right here. We got beachfront property for free. So it's the same thing as sitting with your family on a couch watching TV, but you're seeing life, you're seeing nature. You're out of the city. All the noise of the city, all that cell phones and all that, the radiation from all those different frequencies that are going through, controlling all that stuff. It's legitimately, it's bad for you, but it's part of our life. So it's really good to just switch off and get away from all that stuff, and just you and your family. You're just sitting there, and there's just the fire, and there's, oh, look at the little birds. Oh, I never seen a bird that blue. Wow. Especially you got little kids and stuff. It's really, it's good for the mind. It's good for your attitude. It helps me recharge. And sure, like when I was a backpacker, I traveled all over the world, and I met my wife in India. She's from India. I've been all over, and it's real easy to just have a bag and have no plan and just go, it's exciting because there's no, and you just camp out wherever, you just meet wherever. Oh, it's kind of dangerous. Oh, I like this, adventure, but when it is different, when you got a wife that's counting on you, you got kids that are counting on you, you can't do that, right? So this is a way that I do that part of my soul about going out and having adventures. It's a safer way. I sold my bike, and I got my whole family in the back. We just go, oh, let's go find some new place. Let's go off to the mountains. Let's go to see the snow or oh, we haven't been here before. And so this is a way I can have my kids with me, and they can have all their toys, and my wife, and basically, I mean, she can pack like I can. We can just backpack and travel. We used to do that when we were young, when we were honeymoon. But when you got kids, it's a totally different thing. And for my side, I don't really want to pitch tents and stuff. I did that as a Boy Scout, but for right now, that kind of camping is a lot of work, and it's a lot less comfortable for women, for kids. So here, having a full heater that I know is 100%, or having an air conditioner if it's really sweltering wherever, in the desert. We've used all that. We've been to dinosaur parks in the desert and seen those arches, and we've been to that where it was snowing on us and in a snowstorm, in a blizzard. And this RV has definitely held up to my expectations. We're very thankful for this one. It is just carrying your house with you. And when you're single, you can just have a heavy jacket and curl up on a park bench. But when you got babies, no, doesn't work. So this is the way I have adventures with a family, is I have an RV. I would suggest I actually wanted a trailer, because when you have engine trouble, RV engine trouble can be super expensive. But if you've got a trailer, there's no engine. You only got truck trouble, and it costs just as much as every other fix it, right? At the mechanic, I'm saying. But when you got an RV problem, you got to go to a special place and it's not cool. So thank God we haven't had any issues like that, but my grandfather has, and boy, it costs so much money if you could buy a new RV. So I would suggest just having a trailer, pulling a trailer behind your pickup truck. That's probably the best thing, because then also when you get out somewhere and you want to hang out, you got to drive your RV to every restaurant or every cultural thing or see the sights. See, but if you got a trailer, you leave the house there, you unplug, you just drive your truck around town. Heck of a lot easier. So that's what I wanted originally, but the prices they were charging was way more than what we got this for, because I got a secondhand RV instead of a brand new one. And man, I mean, this has so many good things. This was cheaper than any, because it was used. I got a better price than all the trailers, and I mean, this is the best thing for us. I'm very thankful. Okay, buddy. See, something like this little SUV doesn't realize how wide I am, and he doesn't give me all the road to make a turn off, make a right-hand turn. So, you encounter people like that, and you don't be upset. You can't blame them. They don't know. They're not driving an RV. They're only thinking in size of their car. So if they're in a small car, the amount of space and stuff that they're leaving is enough for a small car, because they're just not thinking about an RV. They're not expecting it. So that's why people are kind of inconsiderate for buses and 18-wheelers and stuff, because their mind's not really thinking about how much it takes for these large vehicles. So you got to be aware of that. You can't be disappointed in the fact that people are kind of inconsiderate about large, slow-moving vehicles, and they're in a hurry. They want to honk the horn at you, and you just wave and go, okay, yeah, I learned a lot about traveling in all these different countries. There's a lot, you got to give people a break, give them a benefit of the doubt. Most people are not considerate, they're inconsiderate, and you can be pleasantly surprised when people treat you well, but don't expect it. You just can't expect everyone to be respectful and considerate, because the world's not. It's broken, But you should never stop being considerate and being respectful. You should just kind of play it like defensive driving, defensive living. You're watching, okay, keeping some space. I don't trust that guy. And oh, hi, and you're being nice. You're trying to build a rapport, a positive thing with, whoever. And you're not being fake. You're the way that you believe in. And they should be that way too, but don't expect them to. Because most people are broken. They've been mistreated, abused, and that's the more common. The more common people are victims of some kind of abuse, or victims of bad parenting, and so you got to realize that, like, psychologically, you need to practice thinking about, okay, I'm dealing with this person, and they might not all be there. That's the larger percentage of the population, regardless of what country you're in. Typically, when you look at the percentage of people that have been sexually abused, or people that have been physically abused, like spousal abuse, people getting beat up, or even men that have been disrespected, by other men, like they've been bullied, let's say. There's so many different things, neurologically and emotionally, that you're dealing with these adults now that have been hurt as children or teenagers. So you just have to always be thinking, okay, what is the best way I can present in a way that is being able to get along with people that are you typically having issues. I mean, the percentage of the population that doesn't have psychological or emotional issues has got to be so low, if there is any of those. So, there's people looking for a fight all the time. There's people that are looking to take advantage of you and stuff, but you can't let that take your happiness. The fact that the world is broken and diseased you can't also go like, oh, I'm not gonna let anyone get the best of me, you gotta practice that, the Quan. You gotta practice the being at peace, giving yourself rest. You can't be hyper vigilant, always ready to fight. There was a time in my life when I was like that. When I was younger, and I realized I didn't know that was how I was. So that's the other thing. A lot of people are totally unaware. Most people are not self-aware. Most people are unaware. They're in denial. They don't know that they're abusive. They don't know that they're super negative, complaining. They'll just think that they're realistic. I mean, there's excuses why people are the way they are. Even people that are controlling, they think that they're fighting the world off from other people's control and making it more safe because they trust themselves. They don't trust the person that abused them. So that's really how it is like they say, like with acting, if it's a believable character, like a bad guy, what's his motivation? He can't just be he's bad and he likes it. It's that there's a reason that the character is justifying a believable bad guy. There's a reason. He's got an idea why he needs to be bad, because it's not really bad, because the ends justify the means. I'm bringing that up to say that if you practice empathy with even the worst kind of person, you can study them. I got a cough. But if you try to study a person and get into what's behind them, it can help you deal with those difficult personalities, those bully, those overbearing, those super opinionated. Look, there's something behind them, and you got to see the person inside there. So practicing empathy, putting yourself in their shoes, trying to study what made them messed up, can help you forgive them and work with them in a way that if you need to. Like if you see them at work every day, or they're part of your family and they're always going to be there, you can't change them. You can't, even though you know what they need, let's say you got this advice, you can't give that advice, and the reason is because they didn't ask for it. You have to constantly practice healthy boundaries regardless of everyone else that's wildly unhealthy boundaries. And then you just draw the line. Okay, yeah, thank you. No, I didn't ask for any advice at this time, but hey, I respect you. Things like that. When you're got to say a criticism, you've got to sandwich it with a compliment, right? You go, oh, hey, you're doing really good today, but I did notice that your hair's on fire. Oh, but you're doing great, and blah blah. I'm making it a joke because that's kind of what it is. If you've got to tell somebody, they can be defensive because they're men. They've got issues. They've got pride issues and stuff that they can't take the fact that you're telling them that they were wrong about this or that. So you've got to find a way to be diplomatic in your conversation. And those people that say, well, I'm just honest, I just say it like it is, they don't have tact. They don't realize the value of keeping the relationship as well as telling the truth. There's always a way. When people say, oh, I don't sugarcoat it, that's unfortunate, because sugarcoating it helps. Don't you know, a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down, right? That's the song with Mary Poppins. And so letting someone have the same, don't hold back, but hold on a second.